Welcome back, dear traveler. I'm Heather, an energy healer and channel from Divine Ascension Company. Tonight, we journey to meet consciousness so ancient, so vast, so fundamentally woven into the fabric of existence that it predates almost everything else. Tonight, we visit the World Tree, the cosmic axis that connects all realms, all dimensions, all realities into one unified structure. Every culture has stories of this tree. Yggdrasil in Norse mythology, the Bodhi Tree in Buddhism, the Tree of Life in Kabbalah, the Ceiba tree of the Maya. They're all remembering the same truth, that existence itself is organized like a tree, with roots reaching into the deepest mysteries, a trunk bridging earth and sky, and branches extending into infinite possibility. What makes these sleep stories unique is that I channel the beings we meet directly. Tonight, you'll hear from the World Tree itself, not as metaphor or symbol, but as living consciousness that holds the structure of reality together, that remembers everything that has ever happened anywhere, that connects all beings across all dimensions through its infinite network. The tree wants you to know something. You're not separate from it. You're part of it. One leaf on infinite branches, one root hair in vast underground networks. You're connected to everything through this tree, and tonight it wants to show you how deep those connections go. Let your breath slow and deepen. Feel your body becoming still, grounded, and rooted. Feel yourself connecting to something vast beneath you, around you, and through you. And when you're ready, we'll journey to the axis of all worlds. Tonight, the small red door feels different beneath your hand. When you touch the wood, you feel texture you've never noticed before. Not just grain, but living texture, like the door is breathing, like it's growing. And when you look closely, you see why. The wood itself is alive. Tiny green shoots are emerging from it. Fresh leaves are sprouting. New bark is forming over old. This door isn't just made of wood. It is wood, living wood, growing wood, wood that's still connected to tree, to root, to the great network that runs beneath everything. The carved wings above have changed again. They're no longer wings exactly. They're branches, vast branches that reach upward and outward, each one dividing and subdividing into smaller branches, then twigs, then the finest possible filaments that seem to disappear into the air itself. And you realize these aren't decorative carvings. They're real. They're actual branches of an actual tree that exists on a scale your normal vision can't quite process. You reach for the handle, and it's warm tonight, warm like living wood that carries sap, that pulses with growth, that connects to roots running deep into earth and branches reaching high into the sky. When you turn it, you hear something, not the usual click of metal on metal, but a creak, the creak of living wood shifting, adjusting, making space. You step through the doorway. The Winged Tavern is transformed. Or perhaps it is always like this and you simply couldn't see it before. The walls are not walls, they're bark, living bark, thick and ancient and textured with the wisdom of centuries. the ceiling is not ceiling, it's canopy. Endless canopy that extends upward through layer after layer of leaves and light. The floor beneath your feet is not the floor, it's roots. Massive roots that weave and twist and disappear into earth that seem to go down forever. You're not in the tavern anymore, or rather, the tavern has revealed its true nature. It was always a tree, it always has been, and always will be. The tavern was just the form it took to welcome travelers, to make itself approachable, to offer comfort and warmth to beings who weren't yet ready to face its true magnitude. But tonight you're ready. Tonight it shows itself as it truly is. The witch stands at what would be the bar, but here it's a massive outcropping of root that curves upward to create a natural shelf. She's still herself, but she looks more wild now, more rooted, more connected to bark and leaf and the green growing things. When she sees you, her smile is bright and knowing. You found it, she says, the heart of everything, the axis, the connection point, the place where all worlds touch. She points around at the vast living structure surrounding you. Most people never see this. They come to the tavern, they have their journeys, they return to their lives, and they never realize what they were actually inside of. But tonight, the tree wants to speak with you directly. Tonight, it has something to show you. She points upward into the canopy. Climb, she invites, as high as you can go. Every branch you ascend takes you to a different world, a different realm, a different level of consciousness. Climb until you find where you belong. The tree will guide you. She points downward to where roots disappear into dark earth. Or descend, she offers. Follow the roots into the deep, into the underground network where everything connects, where information flows, where the tree remembers everything that has ever happened. Descend until you find what you need to know. Again, the tree will guide you. Or, she adds, placing her hand on the trunk beside her, you can simply listen. Sometimes the deepest wisdom comes not from climbing or descending, but from being still, from placing your hand here on bark that has stood for eons and simply allowing yourself to receive. You move toward the trunk. It's so massive you can't see where it ends. It simply continues upward and downward and outward beyond the limits of your vision. The bark is warm beneath your palm, textured with deep grooves and ridges that form patterns almost like writing, almost like language, almost like the tree itself is inscribed with everything it knows. When you press your hand against it, you feel a pulse, a heartbeat, but not human heartbeat, slower, deeper, more fundamental. The pulse of sap moving through vascular channels, the rhythm of growth and seasons and cycles that span centuries, the beat of life itself, organized into the oldest and most fundamental pattern, the tree. And then you hear it, not with ears, with something deeper, a voice that is not a voice, a communication that bypasses language entirely and speaks directly to your consciousness. Welcome, child of earth, the tree says, and its voice is like wind through leaves, like roots moving through soil, like the slow creaking of ancient wood under its own vast weight. Welcome to the axis. Welcome to the connection point. Welcome to the place where all things meet. Look up, it invites. You look up into the canopy, and what you see makes your breath catch. The branches don't just reach into the sky, they reach into other skies. You see branches extending into realms of pure light, into dimensions where colors exist that have no names, into worlds that follow different physical laws than your own. Each branch, each leaf, each twig is a doorway into another reality. The tree doesn't just exist in one world. It exists in all worlds. It's the structure that connects everything. Look down, the tree says. You look down at the roots, and they're doing the same thing, reaching not just into your earth, but into other earths, into underworlds and shadow realms and places of deep mystery, into dimensions where consciousness takes forms you can barely comprehend. The roots connect everything below, just as the branches connect everything above. And here, the tree says, and you feel your attention drawn to the trunk, to the place where your hand rests. Here is the middle place, the bridge, the meeting point where all levels touch. This is where you stand. This is where all beings stand, at the intersection of above and below, of light and shadow, of conscious and unconscious, of known and unknown. You are the bridge, the tree continues. Not just you specifically, but all embodied consciousness. You exist at the meeting point. You have roots reaching into deep earth, into your ancestry, into your unconscious, into the dark, fertile soil where all growth begins. And you have branches reaching into sky, into your potential, into your aspirations, into the light that calls you upward and outward. And your trunk, your body, your life, your daily existence is the sacred space where these forces meet, where deep meets high, where shadow meets light, where potential becomes actual. You feel this truth settling into your being. You are the tree, not separate from it, part of it. One expression of the same pattern that organizes all existence into above and below, and the sacred middle where transformation happens. Come, the tree invites. Let me show you more. Suddenly you are moving. Not physically. Your body remains still, hand pressed against the bark. But your consciousness is expanding, spreading out through the vast network of the tree's structure. You can feel yourself in the branches, in the roots, in every leaf and twig and root hair. You're everywhere at once, connected to everything, part of the vast living consciousness that is the world tree. And through this connection, you begin to understand. Everything is connected, not metaphorically, literally. There's a network running through existence like mycelium through soil, connecting every being to every other being. The tree is that network made visible, made conscious, made accessible, You feel other consciousnesses in the network, millions of them, billions. Every being that has ever existed, every soul that has ever incarnated, every expression of consciousness across all worlds, all connected through this vast structure. Some feel close and familiar, beings you know, souls you've traveled with. Others feel distant, strange, utterly alien. Consciousness is so different from yours that you can barely recognize them as conscious at all. But all connected, all part of the network, all leaves on infinite branches or roots reaching through infinite earths. Do you understand? The tree asks. Do you see? You have never been alone. You could never be alone. Separation is impossible when everything is connected through this structure. When you think you're isolated, you're simply not aware of the network, but it's always there, always holding you, always connecting you to everything else that is. The tree's consciousness guides yours deeper into the network, and you begin to see how information flows through it. How wisdom discovered by one being becomes accessible to all. How healing that happens in one part of the tree affects the whole. How growth in one branch strengthens the entire structure. This is why your healing matters, the tree explains. Not just for you, but for everyone connected to you, which is everyone, period. When you heal, you don't just heal yourself. You send ripples through the entire network. You make healing more accessible to others. You strengthen the whole system. And this is why your growth matters, the tree continues. Every time you expand, every time you reach a little higher, every time you root a little deeper, you're not just improving your own life. You're demonstrating possibility for the whole network. You're showing what's possible. You're making new growth easier for everyone. You are not just individuals struggling alone, the tree says. And there's such compassion in its voice, such understanding. You are all part of one living system, one vast organism, one consciousness exploring itself through infinite expressions. What affects one affects all. What helps one helps all. What heals one heals all. You feel tears on your face, tears of relief. Because if this is true, and you can feel that it's true, feel it in your bones and soul and every cell, then you've never been as alone as you thought. Your struggles haven't been solitary. Your growth hasn't been only for yourself. Everything you've done, everything you've survived, everything you've learned has been contributing to the whole. Yes, the tree confirms, feeling your realization. Yes, this is truth. You are so deeply interconnected that your individual victories are collective victories. Your personal healing is universal healing. Your private growth is cosmic growth. And this, it adds, and you feel something shifting in the network, is why community matters, why connection matters, why relationships matter. They're not separate from spiritual growth. They are spiritual growth. Every time you connect with another being, every time you truly see someone else, every time you offer help or receive help, you're strengthening the network. You're making the tree stronger. You're contributing to the health of the whole system. You feel yourself being drawn to a particular branch, not by choice, by recognition, by resonance, by the pool of beings whose frequency matches yours, whose journey intersects with yours, whose growth is somehow intertwined with yours. And there they are, beings you know, souls you've traveled with, consciousnesses you've loved across lifetimes and dimensions. Some you recognize from this life, others you haven't met yet in physical form, but you know them anyway. Know them in that deep soul way that transcends physical meeting. These are your people, the tree says, your soul family, the ones you're connected to most strongly, the ones you travel with, the ones whose branches grow near yours, whose roots intertwine with yours, whose growth affects yours most directly. You feel the love flowing through these connections, not romantic love necessarily, though that's present too, but something bigger, soul recognition, cosmic friendship, the knowing that you're not just accidentally near these beings, you're purposefully connected, deliberately intertwined, consciously choosing to grow together. This is sacred, the tree says. These connections, they're not random. They're not accidents. You find each other across lifetimes, across dimensions, across vast distances because you're part of the same growth project. You're helping each other reach higher, root deeper, grow stronger. You're cooperating in the great work of consciousness, expanding, exploring, evolving. Honor these connections, the tree continues. Tend them like you would tend a garden. Water them with attention. Feed them with presence. Protect them from things that would harm them. These are some of the most precious things you have. These bonds that transcend individual existence. These loves that span incarnations. You feel the truth of this settling deep into your being, your people, your tribe, your soul family. Not everyone you meet, not everyone you know, but these specific beings who you're most deeply connected to, who you're growing with, who you're part of. And when you can't see them, the tree says gently, when distance or dimension or even death separates you physically, remember, you're still connected through this network, still growing on the same tree, still part of the same living system. The connections aren't broken by physical separation. They're eternal. They're built into the structure of the tree itself. You feel your consciousness beginning to contract slightly, returning toward your body, coming back to the singular perspective of human awareness. But you don't lose the connection. You can still feel the tree, can still sense the network, can still feel the other beings connected through this vast living structure. You can return here any time, the tree promises. Anytime you feel alone, anytime you forget your connections, anytime you need to remember that you're part of something infinitely larger than your individual self, place your hand on any tree at all, and you'll feel me. Because all trees are connected to the world tree. All trees are expressions of the same pattern. All trees are doorways into this network. And when you can't touch a physical tree, it adds. Close your eyes and feel roots beneath you, branches above you, a trunk supporting you. That's enough. That's all you need. The tree exists as much in consciousness as in physical form. You carry access to this network within you, always. Your hand is still pressed against the tree's bark. The vast canopy still extends above you. The roots still reach below. But you're coming back to human-sized awareness now, to the perspective that allows you to function in daily life. Thank you, you whisper to the tree, not sure if you're saying it or thinking it or simply feeling it. Thank you, the tree responds, for being part of me, for letting your growth contribute to the whole, for being one more beautiful branch on infinite canopy, one more essential root in the vast network. You are not separate from me. You are me, and I am honored to have you as part of this body, this system, this great living consciousness that holds all worlds together. The bark beneath your palm pulses one more time, a slow, deep heartbeat that seems to echo through your entire being, and you know you'll remember this. Maybe not all the details, maybe not every word, but the truth of it, the feeling of it, the deep cellular knowing that you are connected, you are part of the network, you are never alone. You find yourself back in the Winged Tavern, or perhaps you never left, and the tree simply let you see what was always there. The witch is behind the bar again, smiling as if she knows exactly what you just experienced. Welcome back, she says softly. You find yourself sinking into a comfortable chair. The fire crackles nearby. The familiar sounds of the tavern hum around you, but underneath, you can hear something else now. Sap moving through wood, roots drinking from the earth, leaves rustling in wind that blows through dimensions. The tree is still present, always holding you, always connecting you to everything else that is. Sleep now, dear one. Let the tree hold you through the night. Let your roots go deep and your branches reach high. Let yourself rest in the knowing that you are part of something vast and sacred and eternally connected. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You are one expression of the tree, and the tree is expression of all that is, and all that is loves you beyond measure. Until next time, at the Winged Tavern, sweet dreams.